Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about Cash for Clunkers. I'm not sure if you guys remember that, but that was around 2008, 2009. Now, the reason we're talking about that is because, for one, gas prices are going up, and for two, now they're trying to switch everything to electric cars. So will there be another Cash for Clunkers is the question. It may or may not be, and if they did, they would probably name it something else. But today's, since we're talking about the Cash for Clunkers, it's a Crown Vic channel. We do the cars, we do the trucks, and the Crown Vic was actually in one of the vehicles that was the Cash for Clunkers, which a lot of them end up getting crushed and stuff like that because it didn't meet the requirements as a fuel efficient vehicle. So um, now, with that Cash for Clunkers, the vehicle did have to be at least 25, no, I think no older than 25 years old. It still had to be a running vehicle, it still had to have license and stuff like that, already registered to be traded in. They bought the vehicle. So it will be interesting to see how we move toward the future and see if they will do another program like that to get rid of a lot of gas powered vehicles. I believe they will. It's just something about people, they just don't want other people to have stuff sometimes. And, what better way to do that than to have them crush everything? And believe it or not, some of those vehicles that probably got crushed would be, worth some money today. And, now they're crushed. A lot of cars we've seen that's no longer, especially like older cars, that people just wore out or something happened to them. And now if you still had it, it'd be worth a lot of money. So, that's a good reason to probably hold on. If you have like a nice car, gas powered vehicle that, maybe one day in the future will be remembered, then, you might want to hold on to it. It'd be great because the last thing you want to do is crush it, and then 10, 15 years later, that car is worth, a lot of money because you can't get it anymore. That's one thing about these gas powered vehicles. Once they stop making them, which a lot of cars they have already stopped making, it's hard to get the cars. People drive them, people wear them out, and a lot of vehicles you just can't get anymore. So, once it's gone, it's gone. So, yeah, that's something to keep in mind. But other than that, man, you guys hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing another video this week on, yeah, you have to wait and see another vehicle I'll be talking about. But make sure you subscribe. Greatly appreciate it, and stay tuned. I'll see you on the next video. To meet the fuel efficient ratings or EPA was, had to have at least 22 miles per gallon. I think that the Crown Vic gets like maybe 18 or 20-ish. And so what happened was, if you didn't meet those requirements, you could trade the car in. They would buy the car for like $3,500 or $4,500, depending on the vehicle and like if it's a truck or whatnot. And then they will give you that on towards a new vehicle. So you would be getting a gas saving vehicle to if you trade in a not so good on gas vehicle. But that's nowadays people like to drive trucks, so it kind of was a waste because I think like over 700,000 cars end up getting crushed, and it ruined the market for used cars because it shot prices on up because now cars that were good were just getting crushed. They crushed the cars. They didn't just get them and resell them. They crushed them. So you had that happen, and now people like to drive trucks. And nothing about a truck is fuel efficient. If you think about like the Chevy Tahoe or a Ford Expedition or something like that, those trucks are not fuel efficient. Now they try to put like tiny motors in them and try to make them fuel efficient, but it's just really not. But the Crown Vic, man, one reason it didn't make it, like I said, it had the V8. It's a pretty heavy car, like over 4,000 pounds, somewhere in there. But it was a great car, even though it was not, the 22 miles per gallon or whatever they were looking for. It still did pretty good on gas for what it was. Full size sedan. You got your V8, got all your trunk space. You just couldn't beat it. And on top of that, think about crushing a car that's reliable. You see what I'm saying? A car that can get 200, 300,000 miles, and you're gonna crush it because it's losing a few miles per gallon. Like, come on, how much sense did that make? But yeah, that's what we're talking about today is the Cash for Clunkers. So, and down in the comment section below, you guys let me know if you think that they will have another incentive program like that, or I believe they will, but like I said, it won't be called Cash for Clunkers. It may be something for the fuel something, or electric something. That's what they're gonna call it, somewhere in there. And that way they can help get rid of a lot of cars that are gas powered. Because now remember, I did another video where they said they are, I think it's like 2035, I believe. Can't remember, but they want to have all of anything that's manufactured new vehicles. So you have to only produce electric vehicles from then on. So I know California started, and I believe some other states are already fell in line with that. So now, as you see on the commercials and everything is now turned toward electric vehicles. Ford has a new F-150 that's all electric. Hummer's coming out with a new electric vehicle. And you got Tesla, who, you know, all their vehicles are already primary electric. So I believe we will see something similar to it, just to get a lot of gas powered vehicles off the road. I'm one of them, you know, traditional people. Like, you know, if the gas work, leave it at the gas, you know. Now some of the cars they made, they could have just kept, but you know, you know, I'm gonna miss the gas, because for one thing about gas, it's nothing like being able to pull up to the pump your gas and keep going. Now the electric stuff, you know, they're gonna have a lot of stuff to work out with that, because like you got to charge the car up. So unless you could charge that car up in like 2-3 minutes, then it's not gonna be as efficient as the gas powered vehicle. And then what does it take to build all those charge stations? And then it's raining, and you know, it's just a lot of confusion behind it. You know, it's nothing like getting in there, crank it up, fill it up if you need to, and go. But they will be trying to get rid of a lot of